Hello everybody and welcome to this tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how to set up a spatial trigger in Motion's play mode. Alright, so first we're going to go down to Asset Browser. We're going to go down to the Node Graph category and Spatial Trigger. Bang, right there. Okay, so with a spatial trigger you can, there's a variety of things you can do with this. Over on the left side in the hierarchy, right here, you'll have triggered by player, triggered by scene object, and triggered by avatar. So let's say somebody's playing the game and you have avatars walking around in the space or something. You don't want the avatars to activate it. Or you have objects nearby or something and you don't want the objects to activate it. Or you just want the player to be able to activate it. Or you want the player to put something in this spot to activate it, right? Things like that. So what we're gonna do is, let's make it triggered by player true, object false, object to avatar false. So only the player will be able to trigger this. And then you can set the width, right? You can set the width to like 2. You can set the depth to 2. You can make the height 2 if you wanted, even bigger. Just play around with this, figure out like the right spot that you want this to be. So what I'm gonna do is, let's say I'm gonna go back into my asset browser and I'm going to uncheck node graph. I'm gonna do, you can't go wrong with some confetti. I'll put confetti right there. Confetti right there. Okay, so we have this confetti particle right here, and then why not? Let's do something else too. Let's okay, so we got our confetti particle right there, and let's go into the node graph. So control click on enter trigger, control click play particles. Cool. So now when the player enters this spot, it's going to do these particles, and I can show you how that looks right now. So let's just go into play mode. Wink. See? Particles set off. I should probably use a different camera because that's not right. What is this? That's fine. There we go. So when I walk in, boing, there you go, confetti. You can also have it set to where instead of on enter, you can have it on exit. So you can have confetti play when somebody leaves it. You can have it to you can do some like pretty like clever stuff with the spatial triggers. So you can make it to where, let's say, I know what I'll do. I'll go to this rupee right here. And on the right side you'll see allow pickup. Turn that on right there. And then I'm going to go to the spatial trigger over here. And then I'm gonna turn off the play particles. Actually, no, what am I doing? Let's do that. Play particles. But we're gonna have it set to where it is only triggered by scene objects. Okay, so this is going to be a little tricky because we need to grab the object reference of this rupee. Okay, so for that we're going to need to do a grab another node. We're going to need an object equals. So we're going to have this enter here. Oh, get rid of that. Enter here. If object in the spatial trigger matches this reference, it will play confetti. And that should work. So if I hit play, okay, I made a boo-boo. Make sure that the object is not locked. If it's locked, you can't pick it up. All right. So make sure that it's unlocked. All right. So let's just lock that, and then for the pot, I'm just gonna use the pot. All right, that unlocked, good. I grabbed the object reference for it, and let's do this. Okay, and we grab the pot. Look at it. Bang, confetti. Yeah, and there you go. And that is because we put this inside the spatial trigger. So there's a lot of things you can do with the spatial triggers. If you really think about it, you can have a spatial trigger enable another spatial trigger in the space. Think like I don't know if I take this one and then I just put it over here, and then I have this one all set to false, right? Like this can't be triggered by the player, right? Let's say, yeah, everything's set to false, and I have this one right here, but I have it set to where by entering this, by putting a pot into this spatial trigger, it will set this one triggered by player to true. What I need to do first is I'm going to click this on set up an on enter trigger and set that to play particles. So now when I press play, I walk over here, nothing happens. I walk into this, nothing happens. Nothing is happening. Remember, I have this one set up by walking in as a player, no confetti. So I'm gonna grab this pot, I'm gonna put it right here, and that should activate. Bang! Because I put that pot in that space, it now turned on this spatial trigger. So there's a lot you can do. Think like keys, automatic doors, things like that. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with that. So that's how you set up a spatial trigger. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.